You have entered the Chronic's rabbit hole. And Alanna, thank you so much for your Patreon membership request. You are bringing back down the Sisters of Mercy for us down the rabbit hole. Thank you so much for that. We loved the Temple of Love, and now we're very excited for Lucretia, My Reflection.
Thank you so much, Alanna, for the write-up that you gave us for this song and for bringing the Sisters of Mercy down the rabbit hole one more time.
Alanna, thank you so much for your write-up again before doing this song. I think this really helps us understand what this song's all about, and it helps the Chronicans understand what this song is all about if they have not heard it yet. So, we're going to get right into what you wrote. Lucretia, My Reflection was released on the legendary 1987 album Floodland, which was the second album by the Sisters of Mercy, and it still remains one of their most famous songs and a classic anthem of the 1980s in general. It was also performed on TV several times back in the days. Awesome. The music video does not only showcase Andrew, but also the female bass player Patricia, who entered the band in 1987 and left in 1989, and who somehow represented the iconic Floodland era of the band due to her eye-catching goth looks.
Cool.
Lucretia, My Reflection is a constant lifesaver and energizer on Alanna's playlist, and it perfectly represents why the sisters are such a profound inspiration to her life. As for the lyrics, Wikipedia offers a really good summary of what is talked about in the song. The song was written by Andrew for the Sisters of Mercy bassist Patricia, who he said always strikes me as a Lucretia Borgia type person. Its lyrics concern the fall of an empire, war, and the consequent destruction of the other aspects of life. Aside from the reference to Lucretia Borgia, Lucretia was a noble Roman woman who's raped by Etruscan king Sextus, and subsequent suicide triggered the collapse of the early Roman monarchy, leading to the Roman Republic.
Interesting.
Wow. The story of Lucretia was primarily used in Rome as a didactic tale, similar to the story of Lucius, to showcase what the archetypical Roman woman should aspire to be. Cool. Thank you so much for that write-up, and without further ado, we're jumping into the song now.
Alanna, thank you so much for that write-up. That was very informative. I actually didn't know much about Lucretia or about the Roman Empire before it became the Roman Republic. So that was really cool to have that background knowledge. Something I do know, which I'm curious now if it's connected or not, but Lucretia is also a star constellation.
Cool.
So I'm really curious to know if Lucretia Borgia from the Roman times, if she was then embodied as a star constellation for being who she was and what she went through, because often in history that has happened.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's just something that I'm going to definitely look up after the song to see if it is connected or maybe it's just not related at all. But if you guys are as excited to be here with us, with Sisters of Mercy, Lucretia, My Reflection, then remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more Enter the Chronicness.
I love when songs make us kind of look into history a bit. We found out she was from 509 BC, so that's like quite a long time ago. And also the only thing I've heard from Lucretia before was a Megadeth song called Lucretia.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what they're referring to as well, because a lot of metal bands kind of use the same stuff. And I'm not going to call the Sisters of Mercy a metal band, though. Here we go. shit, Ellendale, you were right. This is definitely the 80s.
Definitely the 80s.
It's making me feel like my mom and dad's favorite type of music, and I now need to ask them if they actually know the Sisters of Mercy, because this is so up my dad's alley, it's not even funny.
Yeah. Very groovy.
Ellendale, I can see you listening to this every single day just to get in a good mood, you know?
Yeah.
I love the way that, I believe it's Andrew who's the singer.
Yeah.
Andrew, just that voice is like so enchanting and mesmerizing at the same time, but it's such a low tone, and it just gets you in a groovy feel, you know, like like that's the type of noises I make when I'm like trying to have fun, and like the way he sings, it's so cool. But also just the thought of like this lady got raped, then committed suicide, and that's what stopped an empire and burnt it. Like, there's so much to learn from that, and then also that it's in like this industrial type of warehouse feel when we're looking at this music video, and like the way that these new industries are raping everyone that becomes a part of them, and all these people are committing suicide now too. It's happening all around with your own empires that are happening, and so much to think about with this song.
Oh my god, I love that you said that, actually, because I was listening to the lyrics of the song, and just because I know what it was about because of Ellendale's write-up.
Yeah.
It's like the sound of the machine keeps going. They're in an industrial. It's actually a factory making cloth works.
Yeah.
So like, and then like the drummer just kept that constant rhythm going the whole time.
Yeah.
And that was the machine just
Clunk,
clunk, clunk. But the machine was the Roman monarchy.
Exactly, right?
That's what it was.
Yes.
But then if you look at today in industry, like, you realize that Walmart specifically has a greater net worth and makes more money than many countries out in the world.
Oh, hell yeah.
And a lot of these industries like Walmart, Google, etc., so forth, they are wealthier than many countries in the world. Like, if you look up the most wealthy countries and the most wealthy businesses, the businesses outgo many.
That's crazy.
Right? Like, many of the countries.
Wow.
And so when you're looking at this as an industry level, and you brought up how these industries are then like raping everyone because they are employees,
especially in the music industry, I've heard.
Especially in the music industry. That's why we even had the actors union strike that has been going on and things like that.
Right.
And like, as much as a specific actor, I'm not necessarily a fan of said actor or whatever. This actor had mentioned, like, if I'm going to be dressed as this character, I deserve to be paid for every minute, compensated or paid for every hour that it's streamed. And at first I was like, oh, that's stupid. But then I was thinking about it, I'm like, actually, back in the day when we used to buy these DVDs and things like that, I'm sure they maybe got some amount of a commission
hell yeah, they
or
did. That's
royalties
what they made their money from.
or different things like that from it.
Absolutely.
But now with these streaming services, these like Disney
Spotify.
Plus, Spotify, Netflix, SoundCloud, all these different streaming services, now these artists, whether they're actors or musicians, are no longer getting these royalties.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy how in that moment with this actor, I was like, oh, you're stupid, whatever. But then if you sit down and step back a second, you're like, wait, actually, they have a point.
Of course,
this person has a point. Like, this is something that they're doing. This is a job that they're doing, and then they're not getting paid for it. I wouldn't go to work if I wasn't getting paid. Of course. Right? Like, I'm not going to give my time for free because my time is money and I could be doing something else with it. But then going into, and that's just with the industry level that I just instantly thought about when you brought that up. But then going back into the song, when you have Lucretia, who I don't really know the history of everything, I'm definitely going to go take a look at it now.
Yeah.
But whoever she was, when she was taken and raped and then took her own life, committed suicide, she then was able to bring down an entire monarchy some way because finally there was someone who's like, no, like, look, this is something that's happening.
Then the Republic had to
be formed. So that was a huge, huge thing.
Yeah.
So imagine if finally everyone who's being raped by these companies finally took a stand and said, no, this isn't going to happen, and put on that show in a sense.
Well, a lot of people do. Like, even Andrew Schultz was going to do a Netflix comedy, but then he decided to not go to Netflix and did like a kind of independent streaming thing because he got more money from it. And that happens all the time. Even in wrestling, they used to have DVDs for pay-per-views, so they made a lot of money on these pay-per-views, but now they have a streaming thing, so everyone just goes to the streaming, and then they only make a portion.
And you make a portion, and then because it's like a smaller amount, because it's like, I'll use Netflix, for example, or Spotify, for example, you're paying $15 a month, but if you're an artist now on that, you only get a small percentage of that versus a percentage for every individual DVD that was sold, which is like $30. So it's really then essentially it's taking away from the people who have made the art, who have been the actors, who have been the musicians, and now you're getting like AI out there.
Now it's turned all the way to there.
And now it's turned all the way into AI. So now you don't even know if you're singing. You don't need talent. Disney specifically actually makes you sign a contract so that they own your face and your voice. So if you die, they can actually do an AI recreation of you and then force the AI to play your role regardless if you've agreed to it. So like that's something that's actually been happening for a very long time, which is why they can re-render and recreate old movies and make them a better resolution because they have taken your entire persona and put it in a computer.
Yeah, so, that's what Prince was fighting about. That's why he turned himself into a symbol.
That is why Prince turned himself into a symbol.
Yeah, but he still got used at the Super Bowl, and Justin Timberlake used him, so it's pretty brutal that they're not going to care about what you say, but that's why we say we love music that makes us think ourselves, that dives into history, that also is enjoyable. Like that's as good as it gets for art.
It was so enjoyable. It was so much fun. And even though we didn't get to see the phenomenal female bassist, we heard her.
Yeah, we
got to see her dressed, and like I think that was a really good thing that they did for this music video because of Lucretia, who then took her own life. Because we didn't get to see her play, we just saw her in like as from afar. Like I think that was a really good way to like visually do this video for that, because it kept you almost distanced from her even though she was that impactful. Because it was a reflection, exactly.
Yeah, and something that I have learned, because at first when I was a reaction channel, I didn't know what artists liked about what we were doing with their music because of all these things were streaming, things are taken away from them. But now that I've talked to all these artists, they actually love reaction channels because it's free advertisement for them.
Absolutely.
They gain all the money from it.
Yeah.
You're using their content for them to gain more money with more viewers. So like that's why they actually like partnering up with people like us. So thank you all for still
Yes,
being part
thank
of our
you.
family and giving us these new people like the Sisters of Mercy that we would have never checked before and had these amazing conversations with. So thank you so much, Ellen. We can see why this brightens up your day. And if this brightened up your day, Chronicans, let us know by hitting that like button. Comment down below if you want to see some more Sisters of Mercy. And if you are new to the Enter the Chronic family, why not you hit that subscribe button and then we're all a family. Anyways, we're exiting the rabbit hole, folks.
Thank you so much, everyone. Peace and love. And thank you again, Ellendale, for bringing another upbeat, phenomenal gothic band down the rabbit hole.
God bless y'all.
Take care and bye for now.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more Enter the Chronicness.
Thank you all so much for making it all the way to the end of the video. If you had a good time and you are new to the channel and you don't want to miss the next one, here is a very easy way that you can make it to our next one by hitting the subscribe button. If you liked what you heard on this video and you want to support this artist, then an easy way to do that is going right here. And I think we have a really good video for you right here that we think you will enjoy. Thank you all so much. See you next time.